The plan this week on the nearly $2 trillion reconciliation bill, otherwise known as the stimulus package, that may contain a fourth stimulus check. Let's get into it and discuss all the latest details and what we know as of right now, as they still plan on bringing it to the floor this week for a final vote. Let's get into all the details. But really quickly before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as I'm here for you every single day with all of the latest updates, as I am very much committed and dedicated to making sure that you're getting all of the money and benefits out of these stimulus packages that you're possibly eligible to receive. So again, thank you so much for being here. Subscribe down below and let's get into this right away. All right, so let's talk about where we stand as of right now with the nearly $2 trillion reconciliation bill, or as we've been calling it, the stimulus package. Now, as we know for many, many weeks now, in fact, a few months even, many things have been up in the air when it comes to this reconciliation bill or stimulus package. Now, they were supposed to be voting on this thing way back in the end of September. Well, it was delayed. They were supposed to be voting on it a few different times throughout October. Again, delayed. Well, it is finally down to it, and it is going to be happening this week, confirmed by many people throughout Congress as well as progressives. So back about a week and a half ago, when they actually passed through the final votes on the infrastructure bill, which was actually signed into law by the president today, that was actually an agreement between moderates and progressives where they would actually be bringing to the floor no later than this week the reconciliation bill. Well, it's upon us, and like progressives have said, they have signed on the dotted line, therefore they are bringing it to the floor this week. Now here's what we want to know. Progressives have said they are demanding a vote on this reconciliation bill this week. So they continue to say this is the president's agenda, this is the president's plan, and we must get this passed sooner than later, and they need to get it done. So this is an agreement that progressives had as well as moderates that they'd be bringing it to the floor no later than this week. Now here's the thing. Just a few days ago, about a week and a half ago, when they made those final votes on the infrastructure package, moderates said that they were waiting for the CBO score, Congressional Budget Office score. But the deal is, that could take potentially several weeks for them to actually work out. Well, it was about a week and a half ago since they actually made that agreement, and the CBO has been working on that score. Now, they're anticipating that that final score on this reconciliation bill should actually be released sometime this week. However, they have also said it could take even more time, a couple more weeks possibly, for them to actually get those final tallies. However, according to their agreement, regardless of what happens, they will still vote on it this week, and that is what progressives are demanding. Now, here's what we do know. According to this package, they're looking for about $2 trillion of spending. Now, again, that's just kind of roughly. As of right now, we do know that the package is about $1.85 trillion, but they're kind of, being a little bit more conservative, and they're saying about $2 trillion of spending as far as what they're looking for in this package. But they're looking to offset it by $2.15 trillion of not only tax revenues from the wealthy and from corporations, but also from savings as far as negotiating pharmacy prescriptions. So therefore, they're basically going to have a surplus of about $150 billion according to the calculations that they have right here. $2 trillion in spending and $1.5 trillion of offset through tax revenues and savings. So that's what they're looking for, and these are kind of the numbers that they're looking for from the CBO, Congressional Budget Office. But of course, we won't know those final tallies until the actual reports are actually released to us, hopefully sometime this week, because that'll open up the door for everybody within Congress here to finally bring this to the floor and get those final votes, even though progressives have said, regardless whether we get the CBO score or not, it's still coming to the floor. So I guess it is all eyes on Nancy Pelosi this week to see if she will actually bring it. So I guess we could say Nancy Pelosi is up to bat, right? Who's picturing Nancy Pelosi standing at the plate right now with a baseball bat waiting to swing at the ball? Let's hope she can hit it and whack a nice big home run or grand slam or something. I don't know. Either way, I guess we'll be watching Nancy so to see if she actually votes on this thing. But that is the plan anyway this week. So we will continue watching this very closely, as that is their commitment, that is their promise. And remember, this is the package in which could contain a potential fourth stimulus check. However, let's talk about the Senate now. Remember, this is the House of Representatives. Once it passes through the House, it still has more hurdles to go. Once it passes through the House, that does not mean it is passed through law and it's a done deal. No, we still have some other steps to go. And that would be, after it passes through the House of Representatives, it then moves on to the Senate, where the Senate, we do know, could be a potential little bit of a roadblock or a little bit of a hurdle for them to actually get over this thing and actually pass it through, which would then move it on to the president's desk, where, of course, he would certainly sign it right away because this is ultimately his plan. So, of course, you would have to hope that he's going to sign it, right? Because ultimately it's his plan at the end of the day. So, once it passes through the House, then it would move on to the Senate, where that was where we may have a little bit of opposition. However, that is when they would move into this long, drawn-out vote-a-rama process. Remember that one from previous videos? We've talked about this when it comes down to the last final stages on the stimulus packages. Basically, they go into this potentially endless vote-a-rama phase, where basically they can take up unlimited amounts of amendments to the bill during this vote-a-rama. A lot of times there are usually hundreds of amendments that are filed previous to or prior to the vote-a-rama. So we'd have to be going through that in the Senate. Now, typically this is a long, drawn-out process, many hours. A lot of times they work all the way through the night until 5, 6 a.m. sometimes, going through this vote-a-rama phase, and they're literally voting on like a lot of amendments every single hour. It just like, boom, it just keeps going, right? Amendment after amendment, voting, and that's what they have to do. But during that phase, the vote-a-rama in the Senate, they can actually amend the package in any way, shape, or form. So if that's actually the case, and they do pick up some of these amendments through the vote-a-rama process, and they do actually implement them into the package, that would mean, well, then it would need to go back to the House of Representatives for another vote after it passes through the Senate with more amendments added onto the package. So as you can see here, we may have some more time ahead of us. However, is this a bad thing? Let's be real. It's probably not the worst thing in the world. The reason that I say that, because as the current bill stands right now, the reconciliation bill, as it is currently sitting right here, right now, there's not a whole lot in it for low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries. There are a few things, but it's not like a huge package that has $2 trillion of spending in there for low-income and fixed-income people. It's not really that way at all. In fact, there are some provisions, but not a lot. So if we actually delay this package a little bit and it actually goes through the vote-a-rama process and all of that, it may actually pick up some pretty good amendments for low-income and fixed-income individuals, including those people receiving Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, RRB, low-income, and no income. So it may not be the worst thing in the world to go through that process and actually pick up some extra amendments, because we know that this package was supposed to be an anti-poverty plan as they originally sold it to us way back about 5 or 6 months ago when they started working on it. Which, by the way, one more side note, I've seen a number of different headlines coming out today saying stimulus checks are hitting accounts today. Okay, let me just say for a second that these are not stimulus checks. These are the child tax credit payments that are being sent out today. So I've seen so many headlines today coming out saying, fourth stimulus check coming today. Oh, no, it's not. Sorry, it's not a fourth stimulus check. It is the child tax credit payments, and these are coming every month on the 15th of the month, or thereabout, based on when the 15th actually lands. So anyway, I wanted to lay that out for you really quickly and just let you know about that, because I've seen it so many times. I thought, oh man, this is going to lead to a lot of confusion. So anyway, yeah, that is the child tax credit payments. Anywhere between $250 and $300 each and every month is what's going out per child per month, by the way. Yeah, so anyway, if you're getting those payments, you know who you are. It's no surprise anymore. You should be getting your payment. In fact, you should have gotten it already by now. So anyway, I want to throw that out there for you. But either way, that is what's going on in the House of Representatives this week. They will still be voting this week. And if it passes through the House, which it should, right? I mean, usually the House is a rubber stamp, but this time it may not be so much of a rubber stamp this time. We'll have to watch it. But once it passes through the House, then it moves on to the Senate, where hopefully it'll pick up some good amendments for low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries and pass through the Senate. And then at that point, if it does, then it moves back to the House. But then again, usually at that point, the House is then a rubber stamp. It just stamps it along, votes it through, gets it done, moves it onto the president's desk, and it's a done deal. So That's what we can expect this week. Yeah, a lot of stuff, right? However, there are some people out there saying that it could actually be extended a little bit further when it comes down to the Senate, because the Senate is actually working on other things right now, like the NDA. But again, we can talk about all this further in a separate video. But again, I want to let you know what's going on with the reconciliation bill, the nearly $2 trillion, the anti-poverty plan, or that's what they've been telling us anyway, this week. So again, I'll be watching all of this very, very closely. I'll bring you those updates as we get them. So please enjoy your day. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video, as I am your one and only daily advocate, and I'm very much committed and dedicated to making sure you're getting all of the money and benefits that you're possibly eligible to receive as a result of this upcoming reconciliation bill, otherwise known as the stimulus package. Subscribe down below, share the videos with your friends, family, social media, and make sure to go back and check out some of the other nearly 2,000 videos right here. Thank you so much. I really enjoy bringing you all this information. I really enjoy helping you out in any way that I can. And please remember, I'm here for you. I'm working on your behalf. I'm here on your team every single day to help you in any way that I can. Enjoy. You're amazing. I really appreciate it. I'll see you.